The team ERA, 6 games over 500. Prize possession, Steven Strasburg looks to go 3 for 3 in his young career and give the capacity crowd another performance to remember.
It's a great day for baseball.
We welcome you to Natstown. It's going to be full tonight. A lot of folks are piled up against that center field gate coming down Half Street. Capacity crowd expected. The Nats are back home. And the bottom line is, after a 1-5 road trip, they need a win. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble. Nice to have a guy with some heat going for our ball club for a change after some of those arms the Nats saw in Detroit.
Yeah, you know, it costs a lot of money to get Steven Strasburg here, but we just witnessed basically 3 Steven Strasburgs in a row in Detroit. It started with Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer came over from a trade from Arizona, and boy, he was throwing some really nasty stuff in the high 90s and great off-speed stuff. This is the AL reigning strikeout king from last year, Justin Verlander. He was just blowing smoke by us, 101 at times. And then Jeremy Bonderman, he's actually one of the elder statesmen on that staff, been around for about 8 years, and he was throwing in the low 90s and throwing some great off-speed stuff. So you're going to witness that tonight with Steven Strasburg, Bob, and there you see some of the particulars.
Almost 2 strikeouts per inning so far. Adam Dunn has been amazing. He's hitting .288, which is 41 points over his career batting average. 16 homers, second in the league. They keep flying away. And Adam Dunn, over his last 36 games, we wanted to swing. That's what he's doing. .331. And by Jaguar. Visit your local Jaguar dealer to experience the 2011 Jaguar XJ. Fantastic crowd, fantastic night for baseball here in our nation's capital. Coming out of the dugout a moment ago to lead his team onto the field, Steven Strasburg getting ready for his 3rd major league start. Opponents are hitting 143 against him, and the White Sox are hitting just about 100 points higher than that. Not very good, 12th in the American League at 246. But Paul Konerko is one of the best power hitters in the game. 3rd in the American League, 17 homers. He's 5th in RBIs. And over his last 11 games, this big, strong right-handed batter is hitting .400. Hey, Rob, can you think of something to say about this pitcher we haven't yet heard?
Absolutely. Why don't we scout him a little bit more? Making his third start in the major leagues. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay aggressive in the strike zone. Don't give these guys too much credit. And you know what? You don't have to run the bases hard. Just conserve your energy. We need you to pitch about 7-8 innings. That would be great.
Clear skies overhead, temperatures in the low 80s. Major League veteran Juan Pierre, often one of the best leadoff guys in the game. First up, fastball right down the middle. How about 82 degrees? Flags blowing gently from the right field corner over toward the left side. Strasburg way inside. Juan Pierre claiming it hit him. And Jerry Davis
said nope.
Not even moving.
Nice try.
It's a good sell job. And Pierre will got a grounder. Now everybody's got to hurry here. Strasburg couldn't get there, and Juan Pierre beats it out. Juan Pierre is one of the best hitters in baseball when it comes to infield hits, especially bunts.
Well, it's a swinging bunt right here. He just makes some contact with the heat, and Strasburg can't beat him to the bag. He's still got great wheels for an older player. You see him coming out of the box on the swing. Done with the flip. Everything worked well, except you can't beat speed sometimes.
Number 3 active in infield hits behind Castillo and Ichiro with over 400 infield hits. Juan Pierre also leads the American League in steals with 27. And a great story in the number 2 spot with Omar Vizquel, 43 years young. And here he is with the White Sox after spending last season with Texas where he hit .266. And Ozzie Guillen has him batting second. Over 2,700 career hits. This is the kind of contact lineup that could give any pitcher trouble. We mentioned Jerry Davis behind the plate, crew chief, 27-year veteran. Sam Holbrook, Ray Gibson, Brian Knight on the bases. Runner going. Little flare, right field line, and falling fair. Second and third, nobody out. Safe on a close play at second. What does that song say? Killing me softly? That's what the first 2 White Sox batters have done here.
Well, that's why they call these bleeders. They will bleed you to death, and he jams the heck out of Vizquel. And the reason why Pierre and Vizquel are hitting 1 and 2 is because guys like Beckham and Tien are not hitting the ball well at all. They're hitting around 200. So those guys are at the top of the lineup. And then Rios and Konerko have been crushing the ball all season. This was a big risk last year, Bob, when Kenny Williams went out and traded for him. He's got a heavy contract. Didn't produce last year, but he is producing this year.
Rios off to the right side. 29-year-old 281 career hitter. 41 games with the White Sox last year after they picked him up on waivers from Toronto August 10th. He had hit .264 with the Blue Jays. A couple of All-Star games. Strasburg with a big breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. We may find out more about Steven this inning than we might when he just blows through a 1-2-3.
Well, and here's where he has to become a strikeout pitcher. Strike him out, pop him up right here. You got no outs. Fly ball scores a run. You want to try to keep him off the board. Oh, that's strike 3. Come on, Jerry. Wow. Nice pitch. Do it again. Kinetic on the pitch track, showing you getting the outside part of the plate. Back inside with that heavy sinker in the mid-90s. Another guy that's got a sinker like that. It's Ubaldo Jimenez, and he went to 13-1. His ERA went down to 1.15 from 1.16.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And a bouncing ball that'll back up Adam Dunn. A run will score. Strasburg covers for the first out. Good job by Rios, a big power hitter, of getting a piece of that ball and pushing it to the right side to put Chicago on the board. Cisco brings you the Nationals defense. Cisco Federal, proud mission partner to the United States Department of Defense. Bernardina back in right, played center field yesterday. Morgan and Willingham. Desmond Guzman up the middle. Zimmerman Dunn at the corners, and Pudge Rodriguez handling Steven Strasburg. Here's Paul Konerko. Number 6 in the American League in slugging percentage. I'll tell you one thing the White Sox have done. They have shut down quiet this crowd. Breaking ball for a strike. Konerko with 48 runs batted in.
But the guys that come up behind Konerko, Quentin Perzinski, Ramirez Beckham, and then Floyd's going to have to hit here in the National League City. Those guys have not done a great job. They're hitting 246 as a ball club.
Yeah. They're 10th in runs. One thing the Sox do, kind of like Toronto, Rob, they hit for low average but hit a lot of home runs. They've hit 74 this year, 4th most in the American League. Strasburg fails to get another borderline call. It appeared he had Rios struck out before he grounded out to drive in a run. How close is this?
Here on the pitch track, and it comes back and tails in.
The other one was closer. A hard sinker, maybe the changeup that had sinking action to it.
It was a changeup.
How about that? A 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yeah, 90 miles an hour on the changeup. Circle change right here. Throws it as hard as his fastball. It's the grip that gives it that sinking screwball type action. You see the circle on the inside part, the 3 fingers on the top. H.H. Gregg on the Exmo.
Great tumbling action. 2 outs. Next up will be Carlos Quentin. Got to look at him for a couple of years back in 06 and 07 with Arizona. White Sox got him from the Diamondbacks for infielder Chris Carter in December of 07. Still camped at third base, Omar Vizquel with 2 outs.
Jerry Lane not giving either side of the plate so far. It's going to be tough to get those outside part of the plate with a righty up there. Jerry Lane, like we saw yesterday, Bob, on the inside part of the plate, the left shoulder of Pudge Rodriguez.
And now the hitter doesn't like that call.
No, that was up. And probably not even a strike, but because Jerry Lane, I mean, this guy's throwing so hard, and that pitch is up.
Bottom of the ball, right at the top of that zone. Quentin hitting only .213. Breaking ball, popped out of play left side. This is the first meeting ever between the Washington Nationals of the modern era and the White Sox. Of course, they were AL rivals for 70 years and played each other nearly 1,500 times. The Nationals and the Senators. There's Ozzie Guillen.
Well, the Senators used to be in the American League. I was talking to Ralph Branca about the New York rivalries. I'll tell you that in a minute.
How about next inning? The strikeout capability of Steven Strasburg. White Sox got a couple of soft base hits. A ground ball to get a run, then the rookie shuts the door. They should have had more. The Nats offense interesting these days because the power's coming from the middle, but not many ahead of them are getting on base. Cristian Guzman very good at home, but he's 19th for his last 84 over 20 ball games, and his batting average hovering right above 300. Zimmerman had a bad road trip. Dunn had a wonderful trip. And here come the Nats against Gavin Floyd, who took a no-hitter late into the ball game against the Cubs last Sunday night. He's a former Philly. The Nats know him from 05-06 with the Phils. Goes to work quickly, doesn't get that borderline call against Nyjer Morgan, who's hitting .248.
Pretty good pitch by Gavin Floyd right there.
Nyjer has struck out 44 times this year. He has to make more contact. On base percentage only .310. So this year his batting average is 41 points. Pardon me, his on base average is 41 points below what his batting average was as a National last year, and on the road, and pretty tough. One final from this afternoon in the interleague play. The Angels beat the Cubs 7-6. The American League is, as we mentioned in Detroit, starting to pull away in these matchups this year.
Well, I told you I'd tell you about what talked to 84-year-old Ralph Branca about. The Giants used to play the Senators a bunch of times in the World Series back in the teens and the 20s. 5 world championships before they moved to San Francisco.
Going inside to Morgan.
Also Bobby Valentine's father-in-law.
Morgan gets under one and out to center field. It's grabbed by Alex Rios.
Let's talk about Gavin Floyd here for a second. We'll break him down a little bit. Ride the wave. There's a ton of fans here. There's going to be a lot of adrenaline rush. Go out there and just ride it. Roadkill. Last year on the road, 3-run differential between home and the road. Had almost a 6 ERA on the road. And you know what? In 9 interleague starts coming into tonight, 5-2 with a 1.99 earned run average. So he's a National League type pitcher.
Cristian Guzman on the left side this year, hitting at .269. A.J. Pierzynski has a problem with his catcher's mitt.
Yeah, I think that went right through the webbing. Well, that becomes a project now. Someone there on the bench. Work out some rawhide and stitch it back together.
American League 66, National League 60. Make it 67 now with the Angels winning today in Chicago. And a 1-1 to Guzman. He serves one to left. That's an easy, lazy fly ball for Juan Pierre, 2 down. Cisco defense for the White Sox. They're 5th in the American League. They've only made 36 errors this year. And the young shortstop, Alexi Ramirez, has 8 of them. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman, has 7. So other than those 2 guys, they have been almost flawless defensively. Stepping in, Ryan Zimmerman, 3 for his last 23. Nationals on the just completed road trip. Their DH is batted .227. 5 hits and 22 at-bats, 1 RBI. And about half of the at-bats resulted in strikeouts. No DH in the National League ballpark, but Zimmerman did serve as a designated hitter in one of those games and went 1 for 5.
It's not easy to go from an everyday player to sit the bench now and get 5 at-bats. You know, guys like David Ortiz, they get paid. Johnny Damon to concentrate when they're not playing every day anymore. They go in the cage. They can go up and look at some videotape when they're not in the field. It's definitely an advantage to the American League when you play interleague play.
When Ryan Zimmerman is not going well, Adam Dunn behind him. He is striking out on breaking balls away. When he's seeing the ball really well, he just basically spits on those pitches and waits for something he can work with. That's a fastball that misses low and away. 3-2. Tight zone for both pitchers here.
Well, he's consistent. Very nice pitch by Gavin Floyd. If I'm on the mound, I want that pitch. But Jerry Lane saying no dice.
Zimmerman on a breaking ball pops it up into right field. And giving way to Rios, Carlos Quentin. Nats go 1-2-3 and trail by a run. Well, you hate to see anything, Rob, take away from a concentration. A young pitcher, any pitcher for that matter, but we definitely feel like it affected Steven in Cleveland when he walked those 5 on Sunday.
Well, and we see him right now working from the stretch. This is another thing that this kid does that normal rookies would just be warming up, and see him warming up here, and I don't know. Yeah, he is slipping. He's slipping on this mound, too. I mean, I don't know why it's so hard to not just put down some hard clay. You don't need some surface stuff out there. So it's going to affect Gavin Floyd, too.
And here's the catcher, A.J. Pierzynski. Been around for 11 years now, and he's hitting .236.
But as I was going to say, we used to do that in the minor leagues with Cincinnati. Like every odd inning, 1, 3, 5, 7. In your starts, you throw from the stretch on your last couple of warm-ups to get used to that. He does it every other inning. He works from the stretch in between innings. He just does some fundamental stuff that's fabulous.
And a little two-hopper right side, Guzman. A 2-pitch out, nicely done. 4 in a row now retired by Strasburg.
Let's see if there's some foot slippage here when he lands. This is what was happening in Cleveland. You watch that front foot, the left foot. Now it looks like it's holding pretty firm. And when he came off in between innings, he was talking to Steve McCaddy and Lee Kuntz, our head trainer. So I don't know if it's the landing or it's maybe he doesn't feel well. We'll have to see.
Here's the shortstop, Alexi Ramirez. He played over 6 years in Cuba with the Pinar del Rio Ball Club and was a career .332 hitter there. And he hits one high in the air to center that has Niger Morgan drifting into the sunlight and a very quick second out. Call for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Strikeouts the most in the first 2 games of a career. And Strasburg tying Cliff Melton for second all time.
Okay, well, Spooner and Melton, those guys were throwing off 15-inch mounds. So was Gary Nolan. So 3 of those guys had the advantage of the 15-inch high mounds as opposed to the 10-inch now, because of the greatness of one Bob Gibson in St. Louis in '68.
Well, you know, everybody blames him, but he wasn't the only one.
Well, there's a lot of guys that were dominating. That's ultimately why the DH came into play in the American League.
Drysdale dominated that year. They both had long scoreless inning streaks.
We need more offense. This is about 100 miles an hour right down Broadway. Go ahead and hit it.
And a breaking ball that freezes him. Gordon Beckham, the hitter, the second baseman. Strasburg and the Nats would love to have a 1-2-3 here and let the pitcher lead off the third. And the crowd's into this 0-2.
That's a 92-mile-an-hour changeup. Try and hit that.
Yeah, the numbers just boggle. When have announcers uttered such things? The big breaking ball for the strikeout. Number 3 for Strasburg, who's now retired. 6 consecutive Chicago hitters. Adam Dunn is coming up. Adam Dunn had 3 hits in the Detroit series. 2 of them left the ballpark. Coming off a big road trip, Robbie's hit homers in 6 of his last 9 games.
Well, see the home run he hits in Cleveland is just mashed. That's about 100 miles an hour. And when we joked about it after the game, he really couldn't ID the pitch from Verlander. And there's the one from Bonderman. So he doesn't actually have to see the rotation all the time to crush the ball.
Adam Dunn hit 38 home runs last year. He's at 16 now and .332 career. He'll pull the first one, a 2-hopper right at Paul Konerko. And Gavin Floyd has come out here with all the Strasburg hoopla going on, retired the first 4 Nationals. This guy has flirted with some really low-hit games in his career. 6 2/3 against the Cubs. He's thrown at least 5 2/3 hitless innings on 4 occasions in his career.
Oh, and he's hot and cold because the reason his ERA is so high is when he goes bad, he goes really bad, like 6-7 runs bad.
And the only thing bad about tonight for the White Sox is after he goes on one of those no-hit bids, he's 0-2 with a +6 ERA. So here's Josh Willingham.
So his first start in June, gave up 8 hits and 6 runs in 3 innings. Then he came back, gave up 1 run in 6 innings, came back again against the Cubs, 1 run in 8 innings. So, I mean, May was not good to him. First 3 starts, 16 earned runs in the first 3 starts in May. So they need a little more consistency out of Floyd.
Jake Peavy tomorrow, and then Freddie Garcia on Sunday. Have a pretty solid rotation. 2-1, and Willingham takes a strike.
Well, Peavy had an MRI on the shoulder, changed his anti-inflammatory medicine, which moved him back a day. We'll have to see how long they go with Peavy tomorrow.
Another full count. And Willingham will take his 45th walk of the year, which is the 3rd highest total in the National League. Nats have their first base runner. And due to Major League Baseball's restrictions, the Nats and the White Sox tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we will not be able to televise. Fox has the game. And because of MLB's agreements with national networks, it forbids any regional network from carrying a ball game during the 3-hour window, which tomorrow is 4 to 7 p.m. So Fox will have the game tomorrow. Jake Peavy and J.D. Martin. Rob and I back with you. John Lennon and Freddie Garcia Sunday, 1:30. That's a strike to Pudge Rodriguez. And all he's done now is come off the disabled list. And for the last week and a half, hit 10 for 24. Never that good against the White Sox, though, in his career. A lot of room on the right side of that infield. He loves to go that way. And Ozzie Guillen guessing along with Jim Riggleman, thinking the Nats might have a hit and run on here. Active leaders, only Derek Jeter has more hits. Omar Vizquel in the ballpark this weekend.
And Manny Ramirez gets to go back to Boston tonight.
Well, what a zoo that has to be. But if you're looking at a count here of 1-1, 2-1, this next pitch will be real important, because Pudge Rodriguez is a perfect hit and run man. He has only struck out 20 times this year in 147 at bats, and he loves to shoot the right side. Well, they must know the Hammer's 5 for 5 stealing bases. Big breaking ball, and that's how the at-bat could get turned around. If Pudge doesn't bite on that, now the count is 2-1, and you can do some things with the runner. Gavin Floyd has had a deceptive breaking ball so far. He had Zimmerman waving at one of those last inning. Roger Bernardino hitting .333 his last 2 weeks.
Well, we can call him senior specimen because his gene pool is better than everybody else's. Do you not say he's got some great genetics working there?
Oh, yes, he does.
We're trying to figure out if he even works out.
Well, you know, some of us don't have to, Rob. Pudge Rodriguez, highest by a catcher in Major League Baseball, his .340 batting mark. Paul Konerko, a terror on the road, although he has struck out here tonight. And Juan Pierre leads the major leagues with 27 steals. He was on the move for a steal when Omar Vizquel hit that little double down the right field line. 2-2 to Pudge, who gets severely jammed. Konerko turns and goes to short, and the White Sox turn a 3-6-1 double play. I mentioned last inning how solid they are defensively, and when you get jammed, it takes a right-handed hitter forever to get out of the batter's box.
Nationals Park was simply electric when Stephen Strasburg made his debut on June 8th, and earlier I asked him about the crowd that night.
The first outing, I was so locked in that I didn't really hear much. You know, I remember hearing on a couple of the strikeouts to end the inning. I think it was in the 7th. You know, I really heard that, and then when everybody stood up and they wanted me to go out and tip my cap. You know, when I looked up in the stands, I just realized how many fans were there, and that was just unbelievable. It was the most fans I've ever pitched in front of.
Stephen also has really enjoyed the fans, and he's also, been hounded by a lot of autograph seekers on the road, but he really has been really good about giving his time back to them. Bob?
Giving some time to the hitters here tonight. 3 strikeouts of the 6 men he's retired. And this is the pitcher, Floyd, who does have some hitting experience from his days with the Phillies.
I think he's giving the hitters the business. I think it was Mark Gastineau got a penalty for giving the quarterback the business.
I guess.
Yeah. Gavin's not really close to the plate either, Bob. Kind of hard to make contact when you're over there.
How does the 3rd inning start? With a breaking ball strikeout. Number 4. And now those 2 pesky White Sox hitters at the top of the lineup, Juan Pierre and Omar Vizquel.
Well, 98.
It's our Kinetic pitch track. Kinetic North America, providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Here's Juan Pierre. If this guy gets the ball on the ground, it's better than a 50-50 chance he'll get a base hit.
Throwing 98 and then about 84 to the pitcher. Better get ready when he gets up against Floyd.
The thing I've never been able to figure out about Juan Pierre is that why doesn't anybody want him for more than a couple of years? Rockies had him 3 years, traded him. Florida 3 years, traded him. Dodgers 3 years, traded him. And he was totally fooled on that changeup.
91 on that changeup, and he was looking for the heat. Great arm action by Strasburg.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Strikeout number 5.
Also one of the quietest players you'll ever see in the major leagues. And so gets the changeup at 91. The UPS store will show you the 100-mile-an-hour heat upstairs. Didn't look like he went.
Bases empty, 2 outs, and here's Omar Vizquel, himself a very good contact hitter. Vizquel has struck out only 13 times this year in 88 at-bats.
We know about the Gold Glove defense. I think he has about 13 of them. But he made himself into a very clutch hitter over the years. So a really nice breaking ball right there by Steven. You can't give up on it if you're the umpire. Just a little bit outside.
And a 1-1 to Omar on the ground. Guzman bobbles it. Still gets it. That's not what you call charging the ground ball. A good inning for Strasburg. Folks bought the New Era Flex plan to get tickets for tonight's game. You can continue to do so. Buy 3 games, get a 4th game free, and a free Nats New Era cap while supplies last. Visit nationals.com/2010, which is 2010, or call 202-675-NATS, and a minimum of 4 tickets per purchase on the New Era Flex plan. Nationals 1 base runner so far, wiped out on a double play. Another big crowd, 40,000 or so in the ballpark tonight. Bernardina, Desmond, and Strasburg in the bottom of the 3rd against Gavin Floyd. There's the first base hit, right through the box, as Roger Bernardina has now hit safely in 12 of his last 15 games.
Well, if you don't know a pitcher too well and he throws you something like a fastball right near the center of the plate, hit it right back where it came from. That's exactly what he did. He hit it right back at the pitcher's box. And so a good start for the night by Bernardina, and thankfully it didn't touch Floyd.
Boy, that did not miss hitting him and injuring him by much.
They teach that if you watch batting practice. They used to give you 5 extra swings if you hit the screen that the BP pitcher hides behind. But they teach that, trying to drive the ball back up the middle.
Here's Ian Desmond. Yesterday when we covered the bases with him, we told you he'd been getting better every month. He had 246 in April, 272 in May, And in June, he's hitting right around 290. And a strike, it's 0-2.
305 with runners on base.
Desmond waits for a breaking ball, and that's a double play ball. White Sox turn their second double play of the night, their 62nd of the year. And here's Strasburg, who in his first major league game as a hitter went 0 for 2 with a pair of ground balls to the shortstop.
Let's see what Floyd gives him now. He gave him a 95 down Broadway. Let's see if he throws him a couple breaking balls. There you go. You strike me out, and I'll strike you out. Or try.
That was quick. First strikeout by Floyd. He's had 3 good innings. So has Strasburg. 1-0 White Sox.
Five strikeouts in the first 3 innings. Home field advantage. Lowe's.
38 pitches, 27 strikes for Stephen Strasburg through 3. 5 Ks. And that includes 5 of the last 7 Chicago batters. Alex Rios, Paul Konerko, and Carlos Quentin, 3, 4, and 5 here in the 4th inning. Phillies are putting a hurt on Minnesota tonight, 8-0 in the bottom of the second at Citizens Bank Park. That was against Nick Blackburn, the Minnesota starter.
The Phillies took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees over the weekend.
Yeah, they kind of turned things around, haven't they?
Excuse me, during the week.
And the Marlins lead 5-2 over the Rays, bottom of the first at home. How about the start of that ball? Atlanta just underway with Kansas City. And the Mets have an early run against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Strasburg pulling the string on a big breaking ball to Alex Rios. No balls and 2 strikes. First time up, Rios jammed, hit the little ground ball over to Adam Dunn that drove in the White Sox run. Swing, and there's number 6.
90-mile-an-hour changeup. Well, you got to go up there and look for the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So you got to get the bat going early, and you got to commit, and he commits, and then the changeup just goes in the dirt. So it's not a question that they're looking for this, but see the circle? He's got the thumb and the pointer finger together, and then 3 fingers on the top, same velocity arm-wise as a fastball.
That ball laced out to center by Konerko, and Niger is there. That's the great thing about the strikeouts, because the next guy does come up there and says, hey, I'm not going to let him get me to 2 strikes, and then you'll get some 1-pitch or 2-pitch outs. And that's what Strasburg did on Konerko, and here's Carlos Quentin, who he struck out to end that first inning.
The only way you can sell a good changeup is to have the same arm speed as a fastball. And, you know, when you're looking for 100 and then that guy does what he's doing, it's so difficult to pick up a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. See J.R. Richard.
I'd say that mark is in jeopardy.
J.R. Richard, first 3 starts of a career, most strikeouts is 52-29, and he's at 28 right now. So that's not looking too good.
Evidently, Spooner ran out of gas in his 3rd start. There's a swing and a foul tip. And the count is 0-2 on Carlos Quentin. Shaking his head, talking to himself.
Well, because you're not just competing with the fastball changeup combo. His curveball is maybe the best pitch in the repertoire.
Never have so many Nats fans stood while the other team was hitting. This is something new in our ballpark. It's just amazing the effect that this kid has had. We saw it in Cleveland Sunday morning. Ushers, concessionaires scurrying about. There's number 7. Keeping the ball down, and the White Sox simply cannot hit it. Middle of the 4th. You wouldn't know Chicago has the lead, would you? Jaden Smith and the one and only Jackie Chan now playing. And by Acura Advance. Take the water taxi over from Alexandria right off of the dock to Nationals Park, and you might be in time to see the White Sox mascot overtaken by Tall Tom. But evidently Tom a little distracted at the end, and Abe eases in. Segway race tonight. Bottom of the 4th inning, and Niger Morgan in there.
And Floyd's having such a good game, Bob. Retired us in order after giving up that hit to Bernardino. Got the double play. 8 of the first 9 hitters, first pitch strikes.
Minimum 9 batters. Morgan lays off that high pitch. Niger has been biting on high pitches lately and hitting the ball in the air. Wide out to center, first time tonight. He's just like Juan Pierre, has to hit the ball on the ground and start running. And again, I just don't understand why ball clubs don't hold on to Juan Pierre longer. He played for the Cubs for 1 year. Now, you mean to tell me they don't need a leadoff guy?
I think it's lack of power, though. I think a lot of these teams have gone towards power.
In the leadoff spot?
Yeah. A lot of them are, Victorino, who's been doing some leading off the field. He's got 11 home runs.
Yeah, Jimmy Rollins does that too. But I remember Jack McKeon in Florida telling me the year the Marlins won the World Series, Pierre was on that ball club. He said he's the first one here every day. He's the last one to leave. He works hard in the field and batting practice. He's a dream to manage.
And also on defense, doesn't have the greatest arm from the outfield.
1-2 to Niger, and he takes it upstairs. Counts it.
Oh, I want him on my team. I mean, he for a long time, he was a 200 hit a year guy. Like you said, he comes out every day checking the lines to see how the ball's going to roll off the bunt. Just all the little things that he's done in his career. But if you look at that Dodger team, who are you going to take out of that outfield? When they got Manny, that pretty much spelled disaster for Pierre. Manny Ramirez, Kemp, and Ethier in that outfield.
On the ground right side, Gordon Beckham acted like he was in a hurry, and he took care of that ball. Here's our TV schedule for the next 5. Fox has the 4 o'clock game tomorrow. We're back with you for Freddie Garcia and John Lannon on Sunday, and DC 50 will join us. And then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, for the first time ever in Washington, the Nationals take on the Kansas City Royals. Christian Guzman is next. These first 2 hitters simply are not getting on base. There is nothing there lately by the time it gets around to Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham. Now yesterday, Guzman DH'd in the leadoff spot. Struck out twice before getting a couple of singles. Bernardino went 0 for 4. There's just no table setting taking place with the Nats offense. And Guzman is now 19 for his last 86. So a guy who was your best hitter for over 2 months, batting .221 over the last 3 weeks. Generous strike call, and Zimmerman's in the hole 0-2.
Well, I give the Tigers pitching staff some credit too. The last 3 games coming in, they totally dominated us. Can't put it all on Christian and the hitters. Got to give some credit to the pitching staffs.
Nationals actually scored enough runs on that road trip, Rob, to win 2, maybe 3 games.
Well, Carmona and Westbrook took care of us in Cleveland.
Zimmerman got jammed and hits it to right, but right there is Quentin. And now through 4 innings, Gavin Floyd has a 1-hitter going against 12 batters.
ball or a gapper. But right now we're being shut down by these American League pitching staffs.
Hard hit ball. Guzman on a quick hop. And a one pitch out for Strasburg against A.J. Brzezinski.
And a little bit, too, especially in this ballpark with Floyd pitching tonight. Last couple of guys in the order, and I'm not saying Desmond's an out, but American League 8 and 9 hitters are pretty good. And so they're used to getting 9 straight outs every time through the batting order in the American League. So I'm not saying they're a little bit tougher, but maybe a little bit more resilient.
Here's the shortstop, Alexi Ramirez. Strasburg now retiring 13 in a row since the Omar Vizquel Blue double. Front door breaking ball for a strike.
And the one thing you're seeing a lot from Stephen Strasburg tonight are changeups righty on righty, which I think is a great feature for him. No one's going to be looking for that 90-mile-an-hour changeup from the right side. There you saw one.
All right, you'll hear a groundswell of support now. Every time the count gets to 2 strikes, you know what these fans want to see. And they just see another. And strikeout number 8 with 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
He's got a great changeup working tonight. And when we signed him, the scout that scouted him out on the West Coast told me that his changeup was his best pitch. And when he's on, look at that, 92 miles an hour, turning the ball over. Not many big league hitters are going to hit it when he's down there.
Here's Beckham. So that's a new record for 3 starts to start a career, 30 strikeouts. 14, 8, and 8. And a fastball is upstairs 2-0 to Beckham, who struck out swinging for Strasburg's 3rd K back in the 2nd. Yeah, there had been some other outs, and the other ones have come early in the count. When will Gavin Floyd be batting? This is interesting. Strasburg in Cleveland Sunday had walked a couple of guys and struck out 7. He'd thrown 63 pitches after 4 innings. Tonight he was at 46 through 4. And a 2-2 count. They keep waving at it and keep on missing it. 9 strikeouts for Strasburg through 5. The Nats still trail 1-0. 15 batters retired, 9 on strikes. 8 of them swinging, and the only one that was taking was the opposing pitcher. Adam Dunn, 1 home run behind the league leader, Corey Hart of Milwaukee. Up and in. Gavin Floyd took a little bit off. 84 on that off-speed pitch, 2-2.
He's got quite a ball game working himself. Great off-speed stuff by Floyd. He's working ahead in the count. He's making a lot of our hitters swing and miss.
That's his second strikeout. Sunday is another family fun pack day. And your ticket for $14 includes a seat for the ball game, a hot dog, chips, and a soda. Visit nationals.com/kids to purchase your family fun pack tickets. The ball game is at 1:35 on Sunday. John Lennon for the Nats, Freddie Garcia for the White Sox. Willingham walked his first time up, then he raced on a double play ball. Braves have a couple of runs now at home in their game against Kansas City. 2-0 for the first place Atlanta ball club. In the bottom of the third, the Braves are 39-28. They're still a half game up on the Mets, who've won 7 in a row. They still lead at Yankee Stadium 1-0 fourth inning. Willingham bumps one foul down the third base line. Takahashi and Vasquez in that battle of New York. And Derek Lowe going for the Braves at home. Local product, Gavin Floyd out of Mount St. Joseph's. Mark Teixeira's alma mater. Had a brother, Michael, selected in the draft. That's over but low to Willingham, and Josh works another long count, 3-2. That's catcher Pudge waiting. Willingham on a breaking ball, low and away, waves at it. Gavin Floyd has now struck out 3 of the last 6 Nats. Let's have a look at our smartphone for AT&T Trivia, which 2 pitchers threw a no-hitter and won a Gold Glove in the same season.
Jim Cott.
Did Jim Cott ever throw hard enough for a no-hitter?
Tell Dallas Braden you said that. Randy Johnson won a Gold Glove?
I don't know.
Right at 7.
Greg Maddux won a lot of Gold Gloves. So did Blyleven.
But I don't think Maddux ever had a no-hitter.
I don't think he did. That's a good one.
That is a good question.
Does it have something to do with a team in Chicago? He's got people waving at that stuff away. Nats are reaching out, trying to pull that pitch.
Riller's got a perfect game and a no-hitter. Did he ever win a Gold Glove?
Little one-hopper. And the Nats bats are snoozing tonight. But Gavin Floyd has a lot to do with that. 1-0 Sox after 5. And Bob Gibson threw his on a Saturday night in Pittsburgh back in 1971. That ball is called fair by Sam Holbrook, the first base umpire, off the bat of the pitcher, Gavin Floyd. And because Bernardino was playing over there, holding him to a single.
Well, we've talked about pitchers being dangerous with wood in their hand, and Gavin Floyd gets around on about a 99-mile-an-hour heater, goes right around the bag and right into foul territory.
Juan Pierre is next, and any other guy but a pitcher on first base in a game like this, he might be bunting. And he can bunt for a sacrifice and turn it into a hit, but you wouldn't expect that with a pitcher 90 feet ahead. So the White Sox have their third hit. That breaks a streak of 15 straight batters retired.
Well, if you put all three of those hits back to back to back, they might make it out to Bernardino. One of them was in the infield, the other one right on the back. And the other one that Vizquel threw out in the right field.
And guys like that are usually the ones who ruin low-hit games. Little contact hitters.
Oh, they're the toughest. Because you make a great pitch. Great changeup, great breaking ball, but they're contact hitters. They're not trying to hit a home run, and they do put some contact on it. You get a bad spin up the bat somewhere and it falls in there for a single.
Yeah, they're quick enough to beat it out.
Frustration. You're frustrated.
There's another guy just like that. Pierre and Vizquel have hit one homer between them this year. Omar has the long ball. Juan Pierre in his career has only hit 13 home runs in almost 11 years. Omar Vizquel has hit 79. And a bouncer to short. He'll get the lead runner. And now that sets up a possible steal situation for Juan Pierre. Time for Radio Shack's What You Know. All kinds of facts around this one tonight from the Shack. Single season franchise record, Baylor Moore with 161 in 1972. I think Strasburg will be up long enough to approach that this year. At the time he got called up a week and a half ago, other Nationals pitchers who had been out there pretty much every fifth day
Somebody's
had
got 50.
12 to 13 starts. Lannon had 11 pitching the next day. So if Strasburg pitched every fifth day until the end of the season, he'd end up with about 21, 22 starts. I guess he could approach that 161 if he pitched that much. We're not sure he will.
Two more starts, he's going to have the most strikeouts of any one pitcher in our rotation.
Come on.
He just got here.
Yeah. No strikeouts this year, 50 by a reliever of all people, Tyler Clippard.
Well, who does that say more about, Strasburg or the rest of our rotation?
That would be the latter.
Yeah.
Pierre with a good lead, 1-0 count. Fastball up.
This is something I talked to Mike Rizzo about. They slowed Strasburg down in spring training from rushing to slide step and get the ball to home plate number second. He still does it in about 1 to 1-1. And to get good mechanics as well as get good stuff behind the ball.
Evidently a called strike, although it looked like Jerry Davis might have been pointing at Vizquel's bat for a swing. pitch count's really good for the number of strikeouts. He had only 56 pitches in his first 5 innings. How do you do that? All three.
If they stay consistent or true to their plan, he's only going to go 7 innings. It's not about the pitches, it's about his innings.
Even if the innings are going quickly, huh?
Doesn't matter. It's about innings. He's going to pitch, I think, 150 to 170 innings this year. That's not negotiable.
Runner goes on a 3-1, and Vizquel pops it up right side. Guzman was covering the bag, and Bernardino's going to act like an infielder and catch that ball about 20 feet onto the grass. Guzman was breaking with the runner, even though it was a left-handed batter.
Some serious hang time, and there you see, not a lot of action. Not a lot of action by either club. 3 hits by the White Sox, 1 hit by the good guys.
And erased on a double play, like the Nats walk to Willingham. Bernardino has the only hit. Next up will be Alex Rios. Pitch inside on him. He fans on it. Rios really made a name for himself in 06 when he hit over 300. 82 RBIs and 4 leadoff homers for the Blue Jays.
Look at that action on that. That's his own gyro ball. Daisuke Matsuzaka, except that it's as good as most guys' fastballs.
Runner still at first base. And a step off by Steven, sending Pierre back to the bag. Juan Pierre, 486 career steals.
Great strike to ball ratio right now. 49 strikes, 21 balls out of 70 pitches. It's a very impressive ratio.
Runner going. And another pop-up. Rodriguez or Dunn. It'll be Adam. And a contact inning for Strasburg. He gets 3 more outs. The Nats trail by 1. Special post game. Kids run the bases, and it will allow the dads to run the bases with their kids on Sunday.
I'll race you.
It's supposed to be 95 degrees on Sunday, Rob.
Come on. You play golf every day at 95 degrees.
I know. You give me a golf cart and some ice water, and I'll race you. Here's Bernardina. Folks, if you're coming to the game Sunday, bring plenty of sunblock, bring a ball cap, and make sure you hydrate.
Yes.
Lots of liquids. It's supposed to be mid-90s here Sunday. Bernardina bounces one over the mound. Beckham charges. Wide throw. He almost pulled Pernerko off the bag, but Paul stayed on. And Floyd continues to set down the Nats. Virtually nothing on the box score other than a Willingham walk in the second and a Bernardina single in the third. Both erased on double plays. Looks like Gavin Floyd's going to have to make a mistake to somebody who might have to park one in the seats. How about a bouncer to the left side?
Using that hard dirt, smashes it through the infield. We got one of the best hard rock dirt right in front of home plate that I've ever seen.
It was better than that swamp we saw in Detroit.
Yeah, so he gets the dirt to dirt, bounce into left field. So we need a little bit of luck right here. Strasburg should be bunting. Desmond to second.
0 for 3 career. About time for that first sacrifice bunt. Good approach. He lays off the high one. Lays off ball 2.
Well, sometimes when you know it's an automatic out, it's tough to throw a strike. And right now, Floyd falls 2-0.
And sometimes, Rob, pitchers try to get too cute and throw a pitch that you can't bunt, and before they know it, it's 3-0.
Yeah, you're trying. Well, in your head, you're saying, you know what? Instead of just taking this bunt, I'll erase the guy getting a second. I'll try and pop him up. Like you said, then you fall behind.
That ball bunted foul. How about a Cabot Woodstein legendary performance? Less than 3 weeks after winning his high school state championship, David Clyde made his major league debut as a gimmick as much as anything for the Texas Rangers. There is very little similar about David Clyde and Steven Strasburg.
Yeah, Clyde came right out of high school. You kind of feel bad for David Clyde because who knows what kind of career he might have had he maybe gone a couple years in the minor leagues, had some development, not been rushed right up there to sell tickets.
Yeah, that was a gimmick. This is a career. 2-2 now. Strasburg steps at it and misses, and a double play as Desmond gets picked off. Got to make sure the ball has been bunted, and the Nats have fallen victim to 3 double plays tonight. After 6, it's 1-0 Chicago. Bunt miss. commencing at your Honda dealer. And by Suzuki in the amazing new Kizashi Sports Sedan. Beautiful evening at the Lincoln Center on the banks of the Potomac. And here at the Anacostia. Let's talk about that circle change of Strasburg, Rob.
Well, they call it the great equalizer. This is more like the great neutralizer. He throws it 90 miles an hour. He throws a fastball 100 miles an hour. You see the circle inside of the ball. You see the two fingers on the top of the ball. Right here, we're going to stop it. Look at the circle right there. Inside portion of the ball. And then you see the downward rotation as it spins. And you're looking fastball, 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 and getting nothing in the dirt.
He's retired 18 of the last 19 White Sox. Paul Konerko, the cleanup man, leading off here in the 7th. Right in on his hands, 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlos Quentin to follow, then A.J. Pierzynski in the Chicago 7th. Wow, I didn't know he could throw a ball 81. It looked like a breaking ball that backed up and didn't do much.
He uses the curveball as his changeup, really. He's 20 mile an hour slower changeup. The circle changes like most guys' slider.
Fastball jammed him, and a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, and about 3 windows down is Ed Farmer, and Ed Farmer told me that Sandy Koufax taught him a curveball. He has watched Strasburg and says it has basically the same action as a Koufax curveball. No way am I comparing him to Koufax. I'm just saying the action on his curveball is the way Koufax used to do. Now this is what we've talked about. He's so efficient tonight. Tough first inning on those 2 little jam shot singles. But then 9, 10, 8, 10, 15. Hopefully another short inning.
First time he's gone 3 and 2 tonight. Dangerous hitter. Konerko hit a ball at Niger Morgan, a laser last time up. This time it's a base hit to left. He turned a high 90s fastball into left field, and the White Sox have their 4th base hit. The Karate Kid, starring Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan, now playing. Check your local theater listings. Leadoff man aboard here in the 7th. It'll be Carlos Quentin next. ES fan twice. They'll have to hurry for 2. High throw. And that erased any chance for a double play as Desmond had Guzman leaving the ground for the first half of that.
Well, it's a tough play because it's going to get caught off in between shortstop and third. He stops short. High throw, it takes off on him. Doesn't even come close to tagging the bag. So we got to call it second base right there.
Yeah, that could have easily been called an error on Desmond and both runners safe.
That was the neighborhood play.
I have a hard time believing the White Sox aren't arguing that one, not even close. So it's 1 on 1 out with A.J. Pierzynski coming in.
watch when he catches it. He's way off the bag. And when he came down, he's nowhere near touching the bag. So we'll take the call. We've had a few go against us lately.
Greg Gibson, the umpire, out there at second. I mean, there are certain times you give the neighborhood play
because
to protect.
Well, the throw was it was ahead of the runner by about 5 feet. So that's another thing. If the throw beats the guy there, that's one of the reasons they gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Bouncer, Adam Dunn. Can't get it out of his glove the first time, so they'll take the lead runner again. Right now, the Nationals are a little uncertain on some of their throws, but they keep getting ground ball outs, relatively easy ones, thanks to Strasburg. You know, my point, Rob, was over the years, if umpires did not call the neighborhood play, you would have shortstops and second basemen constantly injured from being spiked, having to hang in there to get those outs.
Goodness gracious, yeah. I mean, that is a very dangerous throw. You're getting Christian off the ground, while Paul Konerko, who's a big 6'3", 6'4", 240-pound guy barreling in on him.
So 2 outs and a runner at first, and here's Alexi Ramirez. I think this is interesting for Strasburg, though, in our observations of him. He hasn't had a strikeout since the 5th inning, but he continues to get outs and pitch effectively. He is a pitcher, not just a thrower, obviously.
Well, and so they're just trying to make contact, and it's not, remember, we've talked about your kind of contact, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah. And I think this is smart by the White Sox. For the most part, they put away their big swings, and they're just trying to get the bat on the ball somehow. Well, if the innings thing is accurate, this could be it for Strasburg.
UPS scored in on a great breaking ball.
He's after strikeout number 10 if he can get it. And he's got him at the 7th inning stretch. 7 outstanding innings by Stephen Strasburg. Now his teammates need to get him a couple of runs. Here at the ballpark. You can call 888-632-NATS or go to nationals.com/tickets and get your sweet tickets while they last. Strasburg, 87 pitches in 7 innings with 59 strikes. And Rob, with 10 strikeouts, is there a possibility he will come back out?
Well, if you would do the math, he didn't go 7 innings in Cleveland and didn't make it through the 6th inning there, so he's got basically another 2 innings to give if you were to go by what they're trying to do, trying to keep his workload around 150 to 160, 70 innings right in that ballpark. Go to 21. He could still finish this ball game and be right at 21 innings. Throw in the 55 and a third in the minor leagues. That'd be 76 and a third.
Nyjer Morgan hitless in his last 9 at bats. Off speed, way outside, 2-1. Top 4 hitters tonight, 0 for 8. Top 6 hitters, 0 for 11 with a walk.
Talk about riding the wave, and there's a lot of adrenaline flowing right now through the stadium. Gavin Floyd has tapped into it tonight.
Niger strikes out, and he's going to go to first as the ball gets away. Why is he out?
I don't know. Looks like Jerry Lane called him out.
If it's a foul tip, he's still alive. If it's a swing and a miss, it's a pitch back to the screen. Jim Riggleman wants to know, how can he possibly be out? First base was not occupied.
Jim Riggleman might come unglued right here, because this ball hits in front of the plate. He swings at it, and it goes all the way to the backstop.
Now, if the ball hit him and he swings, it is strike 3. Did it hit him?
Yeah, it hit him.
Or did it hit the ground first?
It hit the ground first. It bounces, and it hits him after.
This is where he should ask for help. Now, even the third base umpire is going to say he's out. Niger did the right thing by continuing to run to second base. And this one may take a while, because the manager is going to be unhappy about it. It is a rule, if you swing at a pitch that hits you, it is a strike. But if it hits the ground first, is it still the same?
Well, you can obviously see it hit the ground and then hit him. It looks like twice. Hits the ground, then it hits him off the thigh.
So Morgan's out to start the 7th. Guzman is next, and that's a strike on the inside corner. That's an easy fly ball, left side. Men on base, the Nats just don't have any at the top of the lineup lately. And here's Zimmerman with 2 outs. Log on to Chili'sBaseball.com. You might win a VIP baseball trip at Chili's. It's all in the preparation. Zimmerman, fly ball to center, fly ball to right.
Well, it doesn't say anything about hitting the dirt. Just say he attempts to hit a third strike and the ball touches him.
So if you swing and miss, it's a strike no matter what.
Still let it hit you.
Well, the bottom line is, you swung at a horrible pitch that bounced in front of home plate.
Well, and that's how Floyd has done a great job keeping us off balance all night. It swings like that.
Zimmerman with a base hit up the middle. And the Nats have only their 3rd hit of the night. And for the first time tonight, there's no possibility that this guy will be doubled off. There are already 2 outs. But it gets big Adam Dunn to the plate here in the 7th inning.
Well, 2 of the 3 hits have gone right back up the middle against Floyd. It's been very difficult to time, changing speeds, keeping us off balance with the different levels he's been throwing, different eye views. We know with the big bat down, it only takes one swing of the bat to put us ahead. Drew Storm and Tyler Clippard up. I think if it's tied, one guy gets it. If it's a lead, the other one.
Got the letters. The fact that both of them are throwing as seriously as they can would seem to indicate that Stephen Strasburg is done after 87 pitches.
And we just got through seeing Justin Verlander, and I talked to Kenny Williams and talked to Jim Leland about the development of a Verlander, and they did not want him to go to 190 innings pitched his first year in the big leagues, but because they went to the World Series, they were forced. He was their best pitcher.
2-2 now to Dunn. Adam has bounced out to first, struck out swinging. Total base leader in the league coming in, second in slugging percentage to Andre Ethier of the Dodgers. Target away. Dunn laces one to left center. That ball drops. Zimmerman's going to score. He's around third. He will score. Tie game.
He didn't take the lead, but he tied it. One swing of the bat, it was down and away. He goes with it, and just they're playing him dead cold. Rios cannot get on his horse enough and get this ball, and Zim scores easily on contact with 2 outs. But Adam Dunn is on fire. Here you see head down over the ball, way outside. I'm sure Floyd and Brzezinski wish they had that one back with the big fella up there, and now Josh Willingham gives the lead with a base hit.
Adam Dunn's league-leading 38th extra base hit of the year. He adds 2 more total bases and has 141 to lead the league. And here comes Willingham 0 for 1 with a walk. He's the Nats leader in RBIs with 40. That was number 39 for Adam Dunn.
Well, I think Strasburg's done anyway. Because you don't want him to go out there and possibly get the loss now that he's off the hook.
Willingham had a first pitch slider. I would throw Josh Willingham something off speed on the first pitch after Adam Dunn gets a hit, because he is a notorious first pitch hacker. He's always looking dead red.
Yeah, middle of the plate in, too.
Yep.
So whatever you throw, you want to throw it away from Willingham.
Way inside. Josh has been sitting on 12 home runs for a while. And of course, his next one will be his career number 100. The middle, a little slow liner, handled well by Gordon Beckham. The Nats tie the game in the 7th on a Zimmerman single, a Dunn double, both with 2 outs. Strasburg is done, and this one into the Nats bullpen. $1 million. Strasburg, 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out 10. 87 pitches, 59 strikes, and no decision. And a couple of little hits in the first inning. The only chink in his armor tonight, and here's Tyler Clippard. And it'll be interesting to see what the White Sox do here. With their pitcher on deck, he is in the on-deck circle, Gavin Floyd right now. Clippard, a first pitch strike to Gordon Beckham, the second baseman. They only have one left-handed batter on their bench, and that's veteran outfielder Mark Kotsay, who is slumping right now. But if they got a runner aboard, the pitcher could stay in and bunt. Ten more people showed up tonight to watch Stephen Strasburg than did a week and a half ago. 40,325. We had 40,315 here a week ago Tuesday. 888-632-NATS. Ryan Zimmerman bobblehead day tomorrow at 4:10. No balls and 2 strikes to Beckham. Top of the 8th.
Well, and there's a formula that a couple teams have used in developing their starting pitchers. I'm just going to give you Felix Hernandez and Verlander. King Felix at 19 through 84 innings, so we won't go by that, but at 20, 191. At 21, he pitched 190. At 22 years old, 200 innings pitched. And then the Mariners cut him loose at 23 and let him throw 240 innings. Justin Verlander at 23 went 186 innings pitched. 24 went 200, 25 went 200, and then last year when he led the American League in strikeouts, Verlander pitched 240 innings.
Step-by-step process, huh?
Well, they're just trying to protect their investments, and there's a lot of money involved in these arms. It's a lot different than back 30, 40 years ago when they pitched 350 innings because they were paying you nothing and you didn't get a bonus.
That's a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Clippard. The hitter asking for an appeal to first base. That's not going to work when the home plate umpire already called you out.
Kinetic here on the pitch track. Tyler Clippard. Nice slider tonight.
That's big. And the White Sox like the way Gavin Floyd's throwing, even though he gave up those 2 hits. So he stays to hit, and he had a base hit last time. I like his approach. He figures I'm against the other pitcher. I'm going to swing in case the guy throws me a first pitch fastball.
I'm hacking.
Because if it goes to 0-1, you may not see another.
But you can't get a hit if you don't swing the bat. So you might as well hack 3 times and enhances your chances that 3 times.
Well said, Rob. I like it. Hey, is this the first wave in the history of Nationals Park? I don't know. Swing and a miss. And a K for Clippard. 2 for him, and 12 by Nationals pitching tonight.
Well, and Tyler falls off the mound. Well, Gavin takes a hack at that. Then he hits himself in the back of the head with the bat.
Clippard, the staff leader in strikeouts with 52. He says, okay, let's see. Strasburg had 10. I better strike out the side. Although this is a tough little kid to strike out. Juan Pierre, 1 for 3. Hey, the bottom line is it's a Friday night in our nation's capital. The ballpark's full. Everybody's having a blast. Well played by Guzman and Adam Dunn. And Juan Pierre is gone. There's some momentum for the home team right now. Pudge Rodriguez, Roger Bernardina, Ian Desmond coming up.
Tonight, the double play defense of the Chicago White Sox. There's number one. This will be number two, erasing the first hit of the game by Roger Bernardina. And then this is a double play after the strikeouts, bad base running by Ian Desmond. So 3 double plays, you could say. Home Depot doing more on defense for the Chicago White Sox.
Tony Pena, the right-hander, Matt Thornton, the lefty. Their closer, of course, is hard-throwing Bobby Jenks, who has 13 saves. The left-hander, Matt Thornton, has the other 2. And the bottom of the 8th starts with Pudge swinging and missing. 0 for 2. 2 ground balls, 1 a double play. In the 8th inning, and hitters are still having a hard time laying off his breaking ball, even when it's well off the plate. He's had great deception with that tonight.
Gavin Floyd really riding the wave of adrenaline, but he is also from around here about 40 miles away, Bob.
Yes, he is.
You go to Mount Vernon High School.
Mount St. Joseph's in Baltimore.
Mount St. Joe.
Had a 1.11 ERA as a senior. Pudge will pull it left side. Omar Vizquel, 11 gold gloves, just in time for the out. Roger Bernardina steps in at the stroke of 9 here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Masson, HD, Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor. Great to be back home working with our wonderful Masson crew here at the ballpark, led by our producer Chip Winfield. Great sight, this park, when it's full. Strasburg did not disappoint tonight. He will not get a decision, but he has his team in a position to win the ball game, and as Rob Dibble always says, that's his job when he takes that mound in the first inning.
Did a tremendous job tonight. Gets the thanks for coming, but I think he deserves a little more.
But how about his 2 home starts? 94 pitches, 14 strikeouts. 87 pitches, 10 strikeouts. It's hard to do that with pitch counts that low.
So 14 innings pitched, No walks, 24 Ks. That's pretty nice. That the home field advantage.
I think he likes the mound here.
Somebody likes it here.
Roger Bernardina, 1 for 2. Sozi and Desmond on deck. Desmond's base hit was in the 6th. Bernardina's in the 3rd. We've been intrigued by these two young speedsters at the bottom of the lineup. Breaking ball, fly to left. Juan Pierre. One of the better center fielders in baseball for years with his glove and his legs. And the bases are empty now for Desmond. Now over 100 pitches. Coming off that outing, 8 innings at Wrigley Field, he threw 109 pitches Sunday night. And he gave up a run on 3 hits and lost the game. So if he gets one more out here, he matches his longest outing of the year. Nationals haven't used any extra guys yet. One of their 2 left-handers, Adam Kennedy, Willie Harris the other. I bet it was tough for Jim Riggleman to not have Mike Morse in the lineup tonight, who's hitting .452 over his last 18 games. But if the White Sox would make a move in their bullpen and go with lefty Matt Thornton, we could see big Michael Morse. That thing must really look like a fastball forever before it breaks outside. A lot of check swings on this pitch tonight.
We talk about our guy, but Gavin Floyd throws all of his pitches from the same arm location. The UPS store shows it on the pitch track.
And Desmond on a pitch that was probably ball 4 bounces back to the pitcher. Into the 9th inning, 1-1. Sox, Nats. Price and advice guaranteed. 1-1 ball game, top of the 9th inning. And when this inning arrives, it's the home closer not able to get a save. Might as well use him and keep it a 1-1 ball game. And Matt Capps gets the call.
We need to get their guy out of there. Their starter, 27 batters faced, 20 first pitch strikes, and he has manhandled our lineup, much the way the Tigers starters did.
Matt Capps hasn't had a save since a week ago Wednesday when the Nationals beat the Pirates 7-5. First pitch misses up and away to Omar Vizquel. Vizquel is to shortstops what Rodriguez is to catchers. He's kept himself in remarkable shape over the years. 43 years of age. Wearing number 11 to honor the great Luis Aparicio. And that was Bobby Jenks getting ready in the White Sox bullpen. 2-1. Vizquel's 21st year in the big leagues. One hopper, Guzman got right behind it, used his body well for the first out here in the night. Nats and Sox on Fox tomorrow. We're back with you on Sunday. 1:30, John Lennon, right here on MASN HD and DC50. John will take his 2-4 record and a rough month of June so far with a 7 ERA against Freddie Garcia. Right-hander, 7-3, ERA just under 5, but he's won 7 of his last 8 starts. We'll start you with Nets Extra 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Alex Rios 0 for 3.
Matt Capps, great movement here on the heater. Look at that swing back action.
I didn't have a patent on it. You're welcome to use it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rios has the only Sox RBI tonight. A ground ball. Right after it appeared, Strasburg had him struck out. Pudge takes care of it for the second out.
H.H. Gregg here. Look at the intensity. I'm going to throw this changeup with everything I've got. So he sells it not only with the arm speed, H.H. Gregg on the Exmo.
So, Rob, I was looking at the grip there. That is a circle change?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see the circle like I did with Strasburg.
We back that up, H.H. Gregg. By the way, it is called the Exmo. All the blogger people have been saying that. I keep saying Exmo. There's the grip. There's the circle, Bob. Circle.
He does have the circle going. Okay. It looks to me like Strasburg's thumb and index finger basically touch on his circle, but he's got unbelievably big hands.
I'll have to take your word for that, Bob.
I've shaken his hand.
I have shook both their hands. They're both got some big knees. Probably a little bit more girth to
No balls and 2 strikes to Paul Konerko.
There you go with the swing back, 2-seam fastball action.
Crowd making noise, 40,000 plus here tonight. Nationals came in the 14th in the National League, averaging 22,102, and 24th in all of baseball with that average, which will bump up tonight. 2 outs in the 9th, and Capps trying to close out this half of the inning. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. 0-2 with 2 outs in the ninth in a 1-1 game. Desmond to his left, got it. Fires, yes. And this one goes to the bottom of the ninth. Pitcher spot to lead off, then the top of the order. 3 ground ball outs for Matt Capps.
Rob upstairs.
Thank you, gentlemen. And here's the summary of the evening to this point. Brilliant pitching by Gavin Floyd and by Steven Strasburg. Neither will get a decision. And then Adam Dunn with career double number 250. And he leads the league in extra base hits. And Rob, this all started with 2 outs and that Zimmerman single.
2 outs and a base hit right back up the box by our own Ryan Zimmerman. And then the big fella, they tried to pitch him away. He smokes it away. They were playing him to pull. He brings Zim all the way around from first with 2 outs.
Here's Matt Thornton, the left-hander for the White Sox, in relief here in the ninth. And you know what that means, who's going to pinch hit. One of the hottest hitters in the league right now is Michael Morse, who's hitting .452 over his last 18 games.
Call me Michael.
He's the only Nat that had 4 hits in the series at Detroit.
Kind of a big mom.
And a fastball in there for a strike.
The Nats are 10-8 in 1-run ball games.
Quickly in the hole 0-2. This kid could bring it mid-90s. 33-year-old Matt Thornton. That's just under Michael's hands.
Call that some cheese at the knees, Bob.
I'd like to see him sitting on first base with some speed coming up next in the lineup.
He was hitting the ball to right field in Detroit with authority. But they're throwing inside. Straight back.
He had his arms extended that time.
Well, the thing about Major League hitters, too, and I think that's about 5 straight fastballs in a row, they will adjust, and they can catch up to the 100-mile-an-hour heat if you give them time.
Michael has been an outstanding pinch hitter. Not that time. He is blown away by the 96-mile-an-hour stuff of Matt Thornton.
I thought Phil Cope of the Detroit Tigers threw hard. lefty out of the bullpen, and this is just high 90s octane, whoosh, up high. Tough to lay off because it looks so pretty coming in. Once it gets up there, it's hard to catch up to.
This will be a tough matchup for Nyjer Morgan. He just can't go into this AB thinking about taking any big swings. So he lines one hard to right, and the winning run's on base.
He turned that 96 around. Not easily done.
Will he be running? A.J. Brzezinski, by the way, and here's an interesting number for you.
Look at that short chop down on the ball. Look at this chop. Use the 96 against him. Beautifully done by Nyjer.
White Sox pitchers have not helped A.J. Brzezinski this year. 5 for 33. But you have a left-handed pitcher staring right at the base runner. Guzman needs a hit in the worst way. Dropped by Vizquel. He never panicked. And Nyjer's at second base with 2 outs. Omar Vizquel was absolutely playing right on the line there.
Did he drop it or is this hitting? There he does. He drops it. Didn't panic. Still has an exceptional arm.
That might be the first time in 21 years he's dropped a ball. Now here's a quandary for the White Sox. First base is open. The right-hander Zimmerman, his run means nothing. But then you have a very dangerous Adam Dunn on deck. So what do you do here if you're Ozzie Guillen? Ryan Zimmerman has never faced Matt Thornton. Adam Dunn has one time without a hit.
And officially, he still hasn't faced Thornton.
So it'll be Adam Dunn against Matt Thornton. Well, Adam Dunn's the reason the Nats are even.
Would you say we've seen some pretty good arms this week?
Yikes. How about Jake Peavy tomorrow?
Jake Peavy?
Eddie Garcia Sunday.
Well, you're going to see a lot of moving pitches on Sunday. Garcia.
2 on, 2 out. Adam Dunn trying to get a hit to help the Nats win this game. Any hit into the outfield should do it with the blinding speed of Nyjer Morgan at second base. You know, Adam hasn't been walking lately, but that doesn't mean he's not been working the count. He's still laying off pitches off the plate. He's just driving the ball everywhere.
Doesn't have to hit a home run right here. Just a ball back up the middle. Get it into the outfield. Nyjer walks on. Look at that. That is a tremendous season. Almost 290 off left-handed for sure.
This guy has just come out throwing smoke this inning. Final chance for the Nats to win it in 9. Dunn strikes out, and this one's going extra innings. 2 Ks in the 9th for Matt Thornton. And on to extra innings this one goes. Strasburg, one of the reasons we're still here. He was brilliant tonight.
He had an amazing changeup tonight, right around 90, 92 miles an hour. There's the big breaking ball, big curve ball. There's the high cheese on Juan Pierre. There's the changeup in the dirt. Another changeup right there to Quentin. Another changeup, another curve ball, another curve ball. 10 strikeouts, no walks. So, at Nationals Park so far this year, 24 strikeouts, no walks for Senior Smoke Strasburg.
So Matt Capps pitch of the night. Drew Storen takes over here in the 10th. Neither ball club very good in extra innings this year, so something has to give. The White Sox are 1-3, but 1-0 on the road. The Nats are 1-5 in extra innings, but only 1-3 at home. It's Carlos Quentin, who went 0 for 3 tonight against Strasburg. 2 strikeouts and a grounder. By the way, those of you who are logged on to MASNsports.com tonight, you can check to see if Ben Gessling still has his in-game chat going on. J.J. Putz joining Bobby Jenks. Live chats during the ball game on MASNsports.com. That's a good breaking ball from Drew. 1-1 to Quentin. Storen in 12 innings, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's been basically unhittable at 214.
Finally gave up an inherited runner in Detroit. Has been amazing in that category also.
Throws a fastball. To say the least, Carlos Quentin was swinging from the heels there.
Well, if anything, the White Sox should be impressed with the 3 guys they've seen in this game, or actually 4, with Clippard thrown in there. They can all throw in the 90s. Storen, Capps, and then Strasburg high 90s. But some mid-90s arms coming.
It's Hardy on that one. And he misses. Still lead at the Yankees 1-0. It's like Brent Lillibridge, a former Atlanta Brave, will be the pinch runner here.
Bob, if you're a lady and you want to give your husband something nice for Father's Day, there's spots still available for tomorrow's Nats U baseball for women. A lot of experts trying to teach women the finer points of baseball.
Spot still open. Pudge Rodriguez looks at second, goes to first. A perfect sacrifice by A.J. Pierzynski. The sacrifice will go 2-3.
Pierzynski doing a nice job right here, sacrificing the runner to second base. You got to give yourself up. The White Sox got something moving right here. Walk.
Phillies are ahead 9-3. The Marlins are ahead 7-4. The Braves 6-2. Everybody in the division out ahead in their ball games tonight. So here's Alexi Ramirez. Shortstop, a fly ball to center, 2 strikeouts. He was strikeout victim number 8 and number 10 against Strasburg. jams him, and the count's 0-2. Gordon Beckham next for the Sox. Lead run at second base, 1 out, top of the 10th. Had him reaching, and a fly ball to right for Roger Bernardino. Runner goes back to tag. Lillibridge going to third, and he'll be there with 2 outs. Lillibridge visiting with third base coach Jeff Cox. And it'll be up to Beckham here. White Sox have a left-handed batter on deck in Mark Kotsay. Pitcher spot due up next. Drew walked the leadoff man. Falls behind here 2-0. No activity in the bullpen. That ball well hit right center. Morgan over to get it. Nigel got a great jump. Backhand side, reaching out to spear what would have been a go-ahead hit for the White Sox. Willingham, Rodriguez, and Bernardino coming up. Josh Willingham in a 1-1 game. We're getting closer and closer to the All-Star game in Anaheim. You can vote up to 25 times at nationals.com. Josh Willingham's been here before, and it was against the Orioles in the rubber game of a 3-game series.
That one's not coming back.
And of course, that was just a couple of pitches after the Orioles had lost their reliever, Alfredo Simon, on that play at first base.
That's right.
And then Clay Meredith came in, bang. Andrew Jones, one of the greatest outfielders of our generation, in there for the White Sox, and he won 10 straight Gold Gloves from 98 to 07. Here's J.J. Quitz. One to Willingham. Josh is 0 for 2 with a walk. A drive by Willingham on the 23rd was also in the 10th inning. Rodriguez waiting, puts 76 saves in 2 years for Seattle, 06-07.
Well, we saw him a little bit with the Mets last year.
29 ball games for New York. Had some bone spurs, taken off his right elbow early June. Did not pitch the rest of the season. Willingham left side. Vizquel has to lay back on that ball. Out on a close play. As crossing into foul territory was Konerko on a throw that was tailing. And Willingham almost got to the bag.
Well, let's check this out again, Bob. Another nice play here by Vizquel. Goes back a little bit to his side. Throws it across. It's high, but Paul Konerko backs off a little bit to give Willingham the right of way as he tags the bag that's out of the way.
If Konerko had stayed on the front of the bag, he might have had to leap off the bag to catch that throw.
Oh, I don't think he makes that play if he's on the front of the bag. I think it goes over his head.
So here's Pudge Rodriguez, 0 for 3 with 3 ground balls. Roger Bernardina next. Two outs. Some arms that Nats are seeing out of the AL Central this week, and Minnesota's not even on the schedule, the first place team.
Well, Kutz goes upstairs with a 90-mile-an-hour heater. For all the off-speed stuff, it was more than enough to get Pudge out.
Here's Bernardino, 1 for 3. And a breaking ball low and inside. took his hard cut on one. Now time to level off and hit a line drive somewhere.
Started with 2. Scratch out a hit here. Desmond hit and run, get him to third. Pass the ball, get him in.
And on the charge is Beckham. On to the 11th inning. Pitcher spot 2 up first for the Sox. Into the bullpens.
Well, Gavin Floyd did a great job for the opposing White Sox coming in here. He had a nice outing against the Cubs, so he was pitching pretty well. And Strasburg's third outing, maybe the best that we've seen. He was challenged early, a little adversity in the top half of the first inning, and then he really went to town on the White Sox for the rest of his outing. So Gavin Floyd, Strasburg, 2 young arms, doing a very nice job tonight. And another young first-round pick of the Nationals still on the mound for us.
Marcotte hitting for the pitcher, Puts. Marcotte is 6 for his last 39. 34-year-old outfielder. He was with the Red Sox for 27 games last year. Hit .257, traded to Chicago for outfielder Brian Anderson in July. Hit .292 the rest of the way for the Sox. Former National Player of the Year back in '95 out of Cal State Fullerton.
A good swing on that last pitch. It's hard to stay sharp. Sitting around, you took batting practice probably about 5:30 this afternoon. I got to face back there at 95.
Yeah, turns on it, gets a base hit. So Drew Storen gives up a leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning. Last time a walk, this time a base hit.
But what did he do? That was an off-speed pitch. And pinch hitters and light hitters come up. You throw 95 and you get burned on your secondary pitch. Make your manager a little bit upset. Try to blow some of these guys away right here.
Top of the order now, Juan Pierre. You would expect him to be bunting. Bumps it to Zimmerman. That's the problem about a guy like Pierre. You have to charge so fast. You have really no angle to make any kind of throw to second base. So Ryan took the play in front of him and got the first out.
Well, and as Bob said, he's charging hard, and even though this is an extremely hard bunt right there by Juan, great jump by Kotze going to second base. He's going to get off, little shuffles his feet, takes off. You know, there's it would just be way too hard for Zim to stop his momentum, turn, and try to fire to second. So just take the sure out.
Second straight inning, the Sox have done that, getting a runner to second base with one out on a bunt. And here's Omar Vizquel, 1 for 4 with a double. Arcatse has good speed. Storen had the left-hander all extended, reaching there. And the count 0-2.
Both umpires safe side. Well, he held it. One and two. Tough guy to get the ball by. And Vizquel puts it in play. Adam Dunn backing up to Storen for the second out. That'll bring up Alex Rios, who's 0 for 4 with an RBI ground ball. If you pick your poison here, now that it's gone to 2-0, but Konerko is on deck. 313 hitter with power, 294 hitter with power. And Storen threw him the breaking ball on 2-0 and got a foul tip. Well, Pudge played enough in the American League where he should know Alex Rios enough to feel comfortable right here. I doubt that Drew's shaking off the future Hall of Famer, so I think Pudge thinks that Drew's off-speed stuff is good enough to get this guy out. I think that he's probably trying to get a dead red fastball and hit it the other way. There's that slider. Where in the world is that? Carlos Quentin, 6'2". I don't think he called it high. And a 3-1 pitch. Bouncer, center one, pops up and throws, and it's off the glove for Adam Dunn. White Sox score to take the lead. Great play with the glove. Ryan couldn't finish it with an accurate throw. They're going to give a base hit to Rios on
On-target throw would have had him, but a very difficult throw nonetheless.
That's just a tremendous stop. Breaking ball in the inner half. Rios pulls it, just takes off because of the velocity that Zim was trying to get it. He knows Rios has some great speed. That is just fully laying out for the ball, full extension.
You know, here's the other thing about that play, Rob. Adam Dunn has to come up off the bag to catch that ball so that runner doesn't score from third. He tried to stay on the bag, and the ball glanced off the very top of his glove. So a runner goes to second. They have to give an error for the extra 90 feet. And the White Sox lead 2-1.
Miguel Batista gets up here, but what I love about Jim Riggleman is he will go out there, give you some words of encouragement, get everybody on the same page.
They did give Rios an RBI on that play, which is a little unusual because if Adam Dunn catches the ball, the run doesn't score.
No, the run was on third.
I stand corrected. I was thinking he was still at second. You are correct, sir. But Zimmerman has to be assessed an error for the hitter ending up at second base. So Ryan gets his 8th error of the year. And we'll see Andrew Jones. Drew Storen's second walk. This is the longest outing, by the way, if he gets another out of his young career. He had never gone 2 full innings.
Career high in pitches with 30.
First and second, 2 outs. And a change up and in. Ten consecutive Gold Gloves. Andrew's always been a good hitter. He has struggled with the bat in recent years, leading to his departures from Atlanta and L.A.
Well, his batting average has gone way down in the last couple of years, but Rudy Jaramillo, who's now in Chicago, helped him in Texas. I think he had about 26 home runs last year and 10 this year.
Won 10 straight Gold Gloves, 98 to 07. Only 3 players, 4 had ever done that. Clemente and Mays with 12, Griffey and Kaline with 10. And a slow roller out towards short. Ian Desmond on the move. And that'll do it for the White Sox. In the 11th, they scored the run to take the lead. Desmond leads off, bottom of the 8th. after the ball game. Verizon Fios, Nats Extra. Johnny and Ray will talk about a great night for Stephen Strasburg. 7 more outstanding innings here. His press conference, Stevens, Jake Peavy, J.D. Martin tomorrow. It's all coming up on Nats Extra. Bobby Jenks looking for his 14th save. .159 career saves. His most recent at Philadelphia. The White Sox won their 3rd consecutive game. And he's trying to nail this one down to win it for J.J. Putz. Ask about the Nats at massinsports.com. Joan Austin from Fayetteville, PA. 4 days in between starts, Rob. What do? They do
a lot of running. They work on their core. 2 days, they'll take a day off in between the outing and then throw on the side. Possibly about 50 pitches. Guys like Livan Hernandez will throw 100 pitches, 120 pitches. And then you take another day off and then you usually throw. So you do a lot of work to prep for that once every 5th day outing. You look at some videotape. They do an awful lot of stuff. They do a lot of charting of the lineup that they're going to be facing.
Do you agree with the Leo Mazzoni theory of throwing
every day,
a lot between starts?
I wouldn't say a lot. You need to throw every day. I mean, some of the best arms I ever played with, guy Kevin Brown, would come out and probably throw 75% throws the day after we get the blood flowing through his arm. But I'm a big, firm believer in long tossing. Stretching the arm out. We're not talking about max effort. We're just talking about keeping that blood flowing through the shoulder and the elbow, even on the off days.
Ian Desmond, 1 for 3. Willie Harris having some struggles at the plate is next. Willie 4 for 18 as a pinch hitter this year with 5 RBIs. Desmond caught by Ramirez. One shortstop robbing another on a laser to the hole.
Great job pulling the hands back for Ian Desmond, but Ramirez just makes a fabulous play. 95-mile-an-hour inside fastball, shorten up his swing. Told you, they've only made 36 errors this season. Very tough to get the ball by this defense.
Willie Harris lines out to the second baseman. Nationals are going through one of those streaks where they've been hitting the ball hard to no avail. We saw that yesterday in Detroit.
Willie Harris hits the heck out of that ball, so 2 Adam balls.
And the White Sox 1 out away from beating the Nationals on a night when Strasburg pitched. And if this happens, the Nats would have lost 6 of their last 7 games. Ball, 1 strike to Nigel Morgan. little tapper right side. Niger running as fast as he can. Not fast enough. And the game's over. The Nationals on the year are now 1-6 in extra inning games. And the White Sox win it 2-1.
Alex Rios will get the fourth drive of the game right there. Inside breaking ball by Storen. Zim can't come up with the great throw to first after the great pick. And Kotze led off with that hit. Alex Rios, a very painful fourth drive of the game.
So the White Sox win the first game of the series. The Nationals right now are being dominated by the AL Central, having lost 5 of 6 on the road trip, and now to the White Sox tonight. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, Bob Carpenter, in 11, the Sox win it 2-1. Saturday's game is on Fox at 4. Our next telecast, Sunday, Mass at HD and DC 50. The Nats and the Sox will start you at 1 o'clock. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned for Verizon Fios Nats Extra coming up.